On today's training, I just want to show you some very different and some variety, some type of Wing Chun, the Wing Chun kick that we have. So, and not going to list all here. So I'm going to give you tips of our Wing Chun technique, Wing Chun yíng kick that we have, Wing Chun kick, right? So now, the reason why you have to train from here is that you'll be able to get the correct and the full information and what you need to acquire. Because if you are training from here, that means that you have to first of all become an expert and know what you have a thorough training from here, and you have mastered all those techniques before you move to this place. So you move to chop kill form, right? You graduate to this technique, right? So now, in order as a beginner, as a Wing Chun beginner, so in order to do the correcting, and dynamic thing that you are going to work well on your opponent, you have to first of all start from here. So first yíng kick you have to know is from the down yíng kick. So right here. So that is how, and watch how I use my leg and how I turn my body to do that. And that kick go to your opponent. Maybe you want to use it on your opponent chin or your opponent neck. So you have to know how to do that, and that is you use this place to execute that. You use this place combined with your foot to execute that. But that is going to, if you are do a lot of training on that and you have become expert on that, that is going to stop your opponent from giving you rush attack. Maybe your opponent want to rush you and move quickly to you, so you can affect him from the root. So, and we normally use that kick to affect our opponent's root, so that when anything tamper your opponent's root, all his skill is going to be flexible and it's going to be powerless. So that is why you have to start with that. So right here, so maybe you stand like this, or you let your hand be like this, so that you can concentrate on what you want to use right here. You just go like this. So now I'm doing this slow. So I remember the previous video that I did on how to place your leg, that you have to learn how to let your leg go like this. So now you go like this. So that's that. That is that. So now, if you are that is for chin, if you are going for your opponent chin. But if you are going for your opponent neck, that formula is going to change, right? You now go like this. You stamp your opponent. You just go like this. So that is that. So now go. So now, in order to create a dynamic hit on your opponent neck, maybe you want to dislocate that place, or you want to create a long time injury on your opponent. So you can now step out with that. Just don't withdraw your leg, right? Just step out with it. So now step out with that. So stamp and press it down. Stamp, press it down. So now combine together. Let me do it from long distance so that you can see it clearly and get it right. Stamp, go down. Stamp, go down. Now, in order to now combine everything together, so that is that. So let me do it from side. The both technique. So now the first one is like this. Go like this. And you make sure you balance your weight. When you are using your yíng kick, you balance your weight. Don't let your kick control you. You have to be the person that control your kick, right? So just go like that. So you are attacking your opponent chin, right? So now that is that. Okay, now go. So you are attacking your opponent chin, right? Second thing, you want to hit your opponent neck. So now So now, stepping out. So now, stepping out. Stepping out. To create an effective foot. So now, you want to combine both together. So that is that about that. I hope you can see that clearly and you can understand right. So you can understand that right. And if you still have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. And if this time is the first time you are watching my YouTube video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to join my personal online training, ask for it at the comment section and I'll be right here to tell you how you can join my personal online training. So let us keep on going. Second yíng kick. Welcome back. Second on the list on second yíng kick. And that also go for your opponent chin or your opponent kneecap. So right, so you use it from here. Do the training from here. So like this, will not go like this. So like this. And remember, I told you that you have to let your leg relate with each other so that you can create one line, not two separate lines. So right here, so just go like that. So, and mind you, you use that place to hit your opponent chin. So, and the same thing goes with your opponent kneecap. So, just when you want to go for your opponent kneecap, just go like this. So that is that. So now, in order to create an effective hit, now step out. So now. So if you put more pressure on that, that is going to create a dynamic hit on your opponent kneecap, and that also can result to your opponent knee dislocation. So that is that about that. So the same thing go with the second leg. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the second leg on this like this. So on your opponent kneecap, right? And something that you have to notice on that scenario is that the both legs are raising up than each other. So you can relate how you can relate how you raise your the kick that you go for your opponent chin and the one that go for your opponent kneecap together. They go separate height. One is from lower height and second is from higher height. So they are higher than each other and they go on two form, right? So first one go like this. See how my hand goes. Second one go like this. So that is how your leg goes. So that is that about that. So let me do it from side right here so that you can see it clearly. Now go like this. So if you have Wing Chun dummy, and some people that are using Wing Chun dummy will have noticed this and get this right, so that they have get this right. So the one go for your opponent kneecap. So now to create a dynamic hit and a destructible force on your opponent. Now step out. So that is that about that. I hope you can see that clearly. I can understand it right. If you're yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that now so that you won't miss interesting video like this. And if you want to join my personal online training, ask for it at the comment section and I'll be right here to tell you how you can join my personal online training. And share this to your friend that may need it for their self-defense. So let us keep on going. Welcome back. On the third section on your yíng kick, right? So, and I'm going to stop from here. I'm going to stop right here, there. But I'm going to do this in two form. They are different, right? But I'm going to combine it together to form one. So, right here. This is first one. So that is side yíng kick. So watch how my leg goes. So just go like this. So and let your leg be split. Don't let your leg be parallel like this. Don't let it go like this. Let it be parallel like this. So just go like that. So and that is going for jog kick. So you have to do a lot of training on that, because your rib, you need your rib to be more flexible in doing that, so that you can achieve your aim and acquire what you deserve, what you have to acquire right here. So like this. So do like that. So the same thing goes with this. So once you are done with that, let me use it from here. Let me use it from here so that you can see it clear. So the reason why you move your leg right here is that you can easily generate a lot of strength to execute that on your opponent, and it will help your kick be more dynamic on your opponent. I hope you understand that. So second dimension that I want to teach you is like this. Now raise your leg from here. So that is that about that. But in some cases, we step out on that, because that kick is destructible and you need a lot of strength to execute that. So maybe your opponent want to smash you on something, and you want to stop it to create more effective hit right here. Just go, so you step out. So that is to create an effective hit. But if you can control your force, and that force, the force that you can compare, the force that you should use in doing it like this, you can compare it. And watch how I use that. I'm going to slow this down so that you can see it clearly. So just go like this. So you can compare the force that you use like that with this. You can compare it. So you can compare the both together. So if you do that and step out, it's going to create a more effective hit on your opponent than to kick and withdraw back, and it's going to slow you down. So that is that about that. But if you are totally relate with those kick, and you have used to those kick, you will be quick in recovering, and you will be quick in withdrawing your kick back successfully and in a fast move. Right? You can compare you that newly start with me that I've already expert on that. So like this. So that is that about that. So that's that about that. I hope you can see that, and how I quickly rearrange myself right here. But in order to create, and I don't want to stress myself too much, I can now step out, now attend to my opponent, and using some other thing that I have to use on my opponent to deflect my opponent attack. I hope you understand that. So let me turn my side right here, and I do that to my front right here. You just go like this. So the same principle of letting your leg relate with the second one and apply it on your opponent. So you use that like that. You use it like that. So the same thing goes with the second leg right here. So don't go like that. So, and if you want to withdraw it back, you just go like that. So just go back like that. So just go like that. So let all those things, let all those kicks combine with each other, relate with each other to create a dynamic move and a power hit on your opponent. And like I said on the previous video, that when both leg, when this leg is coming to this leg right like this, in using those kicks, it will help and let your line be your line form a single line, not two separate lines, right here. So, and this is going to deflect your opponent's front kick, right? And if your opponent, this one also can also deflect your opponent kick that is coming from front, right? You just go like this and you apply it. So this is good. Raising your leg, raising your neck up, right? It's going to deflect your opponent kick. So when your opponent wants to use front stepper at you, so it now depends on how high your opponent kick is. If your opponent kick is lower, you go for lower one. If your opponent is getting higher to your chest, right, you apply it from higher, but you have to do a lot of training on that. So you just go like this. So that's that. So that's that. So that is higher one. So that's that. All that, and you drop back. And if you want to stay outside by hitting your opponent, stamp him and let your leg be outside. But mind you, you have to rearrange yourself back. So like this. So you rearrange yourself back. So that's that about that. I hope you can understand it. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that now. And ask for my personal online training. Join my personal online training, in which I'm going to teach you more things about this, because we have a lot of yíng kick, right? I just teach you 3 or 4. So from out of all the yíng kick we have in Wing Chun. So if you want to know more about this, ask for my personal online training. Join my personal online training, in which I'm going to teach you everything in full details. And if you have any question for me, drop it at the comment section, and I'll be ready to answer your question and do a video on your question if it is required. And if you want to promote us anyhow, anyway, just hit me up at the comment section, and I will be right there to tell you how you can help us or how you can relate with us. And make sure you follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let us help our society, help your friend by sharing this video to them, because all of us need our self-defense out there. We need our self-defense. We need our self-defense. So that is why, and that is the purpose of doing this video, and that is the purpose of Wing Chun for you. So you can't depend all of the things. You can't depend on your government, right? So you have to also defend yourself to certain extent that your opponent can now intervene in. But if you cannot fight your way out, if you cannot defend yourself, how will you be expecting your government to come and secure you when you need you need help on securing yourself in urgent situation, like in urgent situation? So that is that about that. So thank you, and keep on training. Peace and love.